Key facts on temperature regulation in human physiology. Core temperature regulation. The human body maintains a core temperature within a narrow range of 36.5 degrees Celsius to 37.5 degrees Celsius, 97.7 degrees Fahrenheit to 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit, to ensure optimal function of enzymatic reactions and physiological processes. Thermoregulatory mechanisms are primarily controlled by the hypothalamus, which acts as the body's thermostat. This organ integrates sensory input from peripheral and central thermoreceptors and initiates appropriate responses to either conserve or dissipate heat. Heat production and metabolism. Basal metabolic rate, BMR, is the primary source of heat production in the body, contributing to approximately 60 to 70% of total heat production at rest. Shivering thermogenesis, an involuntary contraction of skeletal muscles, can increase heat production by 4 to 5 times the basal level. Additionally, non-shivering thermogenesis, predominantly occurring in brown adipose tissue, generates heat through uncoupling proteins that disrupt the normal production of ATP, releasing energy as heat instead. Heat dissipation mechanisms. The body dissipates heat through 4 primary processes: radiation, convection, conduction, and evaporation. Radiation accounts for about 60% of heat loss in a neutral environment, where heat is emitted as infrared rays. Evaporation of sweat is the most effective method of heat loss, especially in hot environments, and can dissipate up to 1 liter of sweat per hour, removing approximately 580 kilocalories of heat per liter. Role of blood flow in thermoregulation. Cutaneous blood flow plays a critical role in temperature regulation. In response to cold, vasoconstriction reduces blood flow to the skin, conserving heat by limiting heat loss. Conversely, vasodilation increases blood flow to the skin during heat stress, enhancing heat loss through conduction, convection, and radiation. Thermoregulatory set point. The hypothalamus sets a thermoregulatory set point, which is influenced by circadian rhythms, hormonal fluctuations, and pyrogens. During fever, pyrogens such as interleukin-1, IL-1, and tumor necrosis factor, TNF, raise the set point, leading to febrile responses like shivering and vasoconstriction to increase body temperature to the new set point. Acclimatization to temperature extremes. Acclimatization refers to the physiological adjustments that occur in response to prolonged exposure to temperature extremes. In cold environments, increased thyroid hormone levels enhance metabolic heat production, while in hot climates, sweat gland efficiency improves, and aldosterone secretion increases, reducing salt loss in sweat. Neuroendocrine regulation. The sympathetic nervous system and various hormones play crucial roles in thermoregulation. Epinephrine and norepinephrine stimulate thermogenesis by increasing BMR, while thyroxine, T4, and triiodothyronine, T3, from the thyroid gland enhance overall metabolism, contributing to heat production. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH, helps conserve water during dehydration, thus indirectly influencing heat dissipation. Impact of age and gender. Temperature regulation varies with age and gender. Infants and the elderly are more susceptible to temperature extremes due to less effective thermoregulation mechanisms. Women may experience fluctuations in core temperature due to the menstrual cycle, particularly during the luteal phase when progesterone increases body temperature slightly. Exercise and heat stress. During exercise, metabolic heat production can increase by up to 15 to 20 times, posing a significant challenge to thermoregulation. The body responds by increasing sweat production and cutaneous blood flow. However, in high humidity, the effectiveness of evaporative cooling diminishes, leading to an increased risk of heat-related illnesses such as heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Hyperthermia and heat stroke. Hyperthermia occurs when the body's heat-dissipating mechanisms are overwhelmed, leading to dangerously high core temperatures. Heat stroke is a severe form of hyperthermia characterized by core temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius 104 degrees Fahrenheit, central nervous system dysfunction, and multi-organ failure. It is caused by prolonged exposure to high environmental temperatures or excessive heat production during strenuous exercise. The pathophysiology involves impaired hypothalamic function, decreased heat dissipation, and a systemic inflammatory response, potentially leading to disseminated intravascular coagulation, DIC, and acute renal failure.